Okay, so it is time for everybody's favorite time of the season where I do my quarterly anime review, and today we are going to be reviewing the summer 2025 anime picks that I personally had. I watched 10 different anime. Most of these are in sub, however, most of these are in dubbed, however, I did pick out 2 sub anime to watch this season, and we're just going to go down the list. These are all numbered 1 through 10, however, I would say that some of them are tied in certain places. So my first pick, and probably the most undisputedly popular anime of the summer 2025 season, was Takopi's original Sin. It is just kind of like a very fresh, not so fun 6 episode anime, and spoilers, but this basically follows Takopi, who is like, Takopi means octopus, well, in Japanese, and it follows him. He's an alien from the planet Happy who comes down to Earth with the goal of making everyone happy, and that is where he meets Shizuka and Marina, and they don't really get along, but in the end, they end up getting along because Takopi sacrifices himself. But there's a lot of like more adult themes in it, where Shizuka's mother is a prostitute, and is like providing her services to Marina's father, so Marina's mom is all mad, and Shizuka's dad left, so there's a lot of dynamic there, especially since they are in 4th grade, and it deals with heavier topics such as death and murder. And then next up on the list for spot number 2 is My Dress Up Darling, season 2. I really enjoyed this season because we got to see a lot of interactions between Wakana and Marin, and especially all of the cosplays, especially the coffin cosplay was one of my favorites. I am a little disappointed because we did not get news that there would be a season 3 immediately, and the ending for the season 2 episode was an original anime ending, and it was not directly how it was in the manga. And I'm going to be a little annoyed if we don't get to see the official scene where Marin and Wakana get together animated. Anywho, at third, we have Dandadan season 2. This one basically follows the Kaiju arc as well as the arc, the Cursed House arc. Really good. We get to see all of the 4 main characters and whatnot. I would probably tie Gachiakuta with that. So Gachiakuta is basically like new on the street shonen anime, and it follows Rudo, who is from the Sphere, which is like this glorified hellhole in the sky where you have raging classism, and everyone who lives there are the Sphereites. You have those who live in the slums and those who are prim and proper. He ends up being framed for a crime that he did not commit, wherein he was framed for the murder of his adoptive father. He is then sent down to the pit or the ground, and from there we get to learn about him and the givers and everything. This is an ongoing anime, so it will be going on through fall 2025. Next up is The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I have really been enjoying this. The first episode came out September 7th, and this is set to run until about the end of October to mid-November, and it's just a really cute story between Miss Wagari and I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but it kind of reminds me of Toradora, where you have the very scary male MC going after the very kind of like cutesy, down-to-earth female MC. And then next up we have Anne Shirley, which is just an adaptation of Anne of Green Gables. In the first season there has been confirmed for a second season of the anime. They adapted the first 3 books, so my hope is that the second season will cover the remaining books within the series as well as the sequel series. I ranked 2B Hero X lower on this list just because it did not keep my attention as much as the first half. It's not season 2, it's actually just 2B Hero X. It did not keep my attention as much as Core 1 did compared to Core 2, but we did get through kind of the backstory of the main 10 heroes, and the arc we're going to be moving into next is kind of their round robin battle royale arc, where they are all fighting to determine who's going to be the next Hero X. Kaiju number 8 season 2 is ranked lower on this list just because, again, did not capture my attention as much as the first season did. In this one, we do get a little bit more context about Shinomiya and who the overarching villain is, which is Kaiju number 9. The Summer Hikaru died. I actually never finished watching this, and that's not because it was bad, but it was a bit of a horror show, so I could only really watch it during the day, and I was seriously having trouble keeping up with the plot, at least just in my head, when I'm reading along and then I have to rewind over and over again. It's just a little annoying. And then Sakamoto Days season 2 is at the bottom of this list. I kind of grudged my way through this season because this is their season, technically not season 2, but technically core 2 of season 1, basically covers them competing to get into the JCC school, which is like the assassin school and whatnot. Spoilers, they get in the end. And next season is probably going to be all about how they're at this school and they're trying to infiltrate stuff and whatnot. So yeah, I hope you could take some of these and watch them as anime recs.